Happy the Wednesday to you too. Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm DDO's community manager Cordovan, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour doing a little bit of questing on Arganessen. I'm going to reset the list because it's been quite a while since I haven't been on either Hardcore or Labania or something, so I don't even remember where I am, and so let's just take the opportunity to start up again at the top of the list for the next couple of weeks on Arganessen. I'm actually thinking about kind of semi-soloing today, although maybe we'll see how that goes. I've got my level 30 character ready, so if you want to join me, you got to be level 20 plus for one thing. But if you are, that's fine. That's fine. I also just think, though, I might just kind of keep it simple. And I never even opened up my Borderlands bonus pack to get my horsey. There we go. Split there. Real quick, get out of here. I will have some news, not a whole lot of news, but we can talk a little bit about what's going on, what the bonuses are, and what have you. This isn't pre-order announcement week, however. I'm sorry to say to someone in Twitch chat who asked, that's not this week. That is, however, coming up very soon, hopefully. You'll be seeing that in the near future. I will say also that we're putting the finishing touches on Update 47. That is specifically the 3 legendary versions of the raids, and a little bit of kind of other rando release notes that you've seen over on Lamania. Everything that isn't, say, the Feywild expansion or pre-purchase, like the Fade Arc Illusionist isn't Update 47, right? Shifter isn't Update 47. That's all coming in Update 48 with... I'm just trying to think if the title's approved. With the Feywild expansion. I think we're at the point of telling you what the title is, too. So, Update 47 could be happening in the near future. Per Update 47, that part of it specifically with the legendary raids, is, I think, on track to be released next week. At least as of today, the intention is to release Update 47 itself about a week from today. So it'd be like next week during the downtime. What all that ends up including, we'll see when we get there. But at the very least, the Update 47 part of everything you've been seeing on Lamania, that's all ready to go. And that's going to be shipping in the near future. And that'll be the 3 legendary raids: Vision of Destruction, Master Artificer, Lord of Blades, along with a bunch of the release notes and that you've seen on Lamania in recent previews. And you're going to be seeing some more previews here too, I believe, in the near future. I was just looking at the calendar today, and we are getting, pretty darn close to a whole bunch of Feywild info. And so I would expect to see a couple of preview cycles on Lamania for Feywild. Probably, I believe the current calendar has 2 previews for the expansion, but, it wouldn't be the first time that we've penned in 2 and then done others. So we'll end up seeing kind of where that sits, but that's where it sits as of right now anyway. So there you go. The latest chat. Wish I had good news to pass along. So there's, in total, there are not that many of us, I am sorry to say. Well, I'm happy to say that there are not many of us actually experiencing it, but those of us who have are not having a good time. And unfortunately, the solution has proven somewhat elusive. So, not quite sure where we're going to end up there. But we're working on it. We will be working on it, and hopefully sometime I'll have some good news for you. Also, I guess as long as we're talking tech talk a little bit, There was an issue overnight on Galanda, where a lot of people were unable to log in on Galanda overnight.
The ancient white marble ruins are all that remains of the...
Oh, I'm actually not even going into the right. Oh no, here we go. Yeah. On solo, I don't know if I want to do elite. I think I'm gonna do. Well, actually, I need to do a little bit of work here before I get people in. Let's go in on hard though. I realized when I logged into this character today that I had to do a little bit of work on it, like respec my enhancements and put in my Epic Destiny twists. So I have to do that. Also, seeing what I've got here. Okay, yeah, this was my old paladin. I believe this was also my... I thought this was my artificer, actually, back in the day, but I've got the paladin Bass Life, so there you go. Kind of see... Yeah, here we go. Oh, I've already got the... Well, just to be on the safe side, let me re-drag those in. Not actually using power tap, but I'll put that in just in case. And then the main thing, yeah, so Stalwart Defense is the main one I wanted to make sure I had active. Also get my, okay, Stunning Shield updated. Shield Smash is in there. My Action Boost is in there. So I think I'm pretty much ready to go. I don't know why I've got an icon for Stand Fast, but that's okay. Rah! Alright, so I think I'm pretty much ready. Oh, actually, did I have anything in my Epic Destinies I needed to hotbar? Yes. Put that over there just in case. And then Lay Waste needs to be put on the hotbar, so we'll put that at slot 6. Alright. Alright, let me check out chat here before we go. And I also recognize... oh, yeah, right. I should probably put up the game. Well, here's what I'm up to. I'm just getting ready. Sorry about that. Beholder stream there. Yeah, sorry about the extended gameplay, but I was also just getting my character ready, so that's fine. Alright, Elizabeth, over on Facebook, I have a Crystal Cove question. Tried to trade for Epic Plate, level 28. My Jaspers and the Jaspers required were different colors in the chest, and it would not take them. You were sad. That's interesting that it wouldn't take them. I'm just have to assume that we reuse the text, unfortunately. So one might be an ingredient and one might be something else. I wonder... I'll have to look more into that, though. I don't actually have a good answer for that right now. That's interesting. Would a VPN work for the installing prereqs stuck on launcher? Probably not, but it could, depending on what the cause of that is. Like, for example, if it's just caused by a weekly downtime, using a VPN would not necessarily help. However, there are times I know where maybe ISPs are having issues in certain geographic regions and what have you, where using VPN will solve some problems. So it probably doesn't hurt if you're running into an issue, but it certainly isn't going to be a blanket solution to any sort of installing prereqs message you receive. So that's what happens when I'm focusing on my character and not looking at chat. I have the beholder up, and then I don't see chat with people saying, "You gotta change the thing!" Alright. Techno Beaver, what are my thoughts on the mini expansion in Lotro? The reason I ask is, are we going to see something similar in DDO? I can answer the latter half of that question, which is that not currently. Currently, our Feywild expansion is our next expansion, and that'll be a regular expansion in line with the sorts of things that we've done previously for DDO, like Sharn and Ravenloft. Who knows what the future will bring? It's always theoretically possible, but it's not something that we have currently scheduled for the short term. Have I set my spells? Even better, I became a fighter. So I don't even have to worry about my spells. Preview of the Unicorn. Have you not seen that yet? Over on Lamonia? Pretty sure you have, right? I should probably get a Garrett just for a little bit of healing.
Foxpaw came here to find some sort of sacred bounty. It's time for you to figure out just what that was.
You can see my inventory is a little bit of a mess too. But I did do a little bit of work here. Oh, let me take care of that. Alright. Let's see where I am actually on this character. So this is just kind of real quick. I've got 1,300 hit points, 135 armor class. Could be worse. 190 PRR, only 68 MRR. So, you know, my stats are obviously not that great, but I haven't really gone into gear Tetris yet for level 30, I don't think. So that'll adjust dramatically when I do that.
This otherwise tranquil chamber is tainted by the telltale scent of blood.
So that Snowman pet, I tell you, man. Someone over on Twitch is asking about, you would love to see the Snowman pet. That is a Luria of Orion. I agree. I don't have the answer for you. So there's no reason it shouldn't exist, except that I don't actually think anyone has one. I think we put it on the rare tables of Daily Dice, so rare that no one even has one. That is my personal theory. So I'm actually going to put that to the test here, live on the live stream. If you have a Snowman pet, you let me know. I don't think anyone does. And I agree, we should have it out there. We've had the tricks out there in the store for quite some time, right? So why haven't we had the... Snowman more readily available? That's what I say. Hopefully we can look into that at some point. I sure would love to see it too. Problems logging in on Galanda is back. Can I nudge someone, Jerry? Probably not while I'm live on the live stream. However, let's see. We have engineers looking into it. Alright, so people are aware of it, and we have people looking into it. I'm just doing, I believe, hard on this difficulty here. Like I say, this character... I haven't actually played this character in probably... year and a half? Something like that. I think this was the character I maybe used for Shroud Palooza back in the day when that was going on. This is a version of a character I've run a couple... Well, I thought I had a couple of past lives, but apparently not. could have sworn Argo was my artificer. Oh, actually, I know what I had. I can explain it. Yeah. So what happened on this character on Argonescent is this character started as a paladin. I went to level 20 at the time. This was, if I actually... Well, I true reincarnated, and then I got to level 30 as a artificer. And then, remember when we did those plus 20 hearts of wood? I swapped on over to a fighter here for this character. So that's why, even though I've done pretty much 1 to 30 paladin and artificer, I'm currently a level 20 fighter. But I got my epic destinies and enhancements and everything set. I skimmed my gear and noticed that I still have mostly like level 27, 28 stuff, so that'll be fine for now until I do a little bit of, like I said, gear Tetris work. It'll get the job done anyway, so that's fine. And if I'm just a little low on the healing for a while, well, whatever. Or low on the damage output for this week, that's fine.
A faint clanking can be heard echoing down the hall.
Alright, but this is kind of a casual way for me to actually handle chat relatively well, while being able to run with you today. That way I can just kind of actually play my level 30 for a little bit, start getting some of this questing done on Argo, make a little progress, and be able to kind of keep an eye on chat here today. So I mentioned that we have got a couple of Feywild Lamania previews coming up. I've mentioned that update 47 is roughly slated for next week. We're getting close on more information about the Feywild, say like pre-purchase and all that sort of thing, but we're not there yet. So I don't have anything to announce today on that. I could say that Crystal Cove came back. A lot of people seem to be pretty excited about that. It was cool to be able to bring Crystal Cove back for essentially Talk Like a Pirate Day. Now, we did only run it, though, for, what, 3-4 days, and we debuted new stuff, so not too surprisingly, we had some people that were just like, can you just, like, I don't know, maybe run it for 2 weeks instead? And we will, just not yet. So when Crystal Cove comes back next, it'll probably be for an extended period of time. Also, as we noticed here with our preview, or our short kind of, 5-day Crystal Cove we just had, it looks like we do actually have a couple of bugs yet to sort through regarding the bow and a couple other things that maybe didn't get checked in that we had thought were checked in. So, I think when we next see Crystal Cove back, it's going to be here longer, and we'll probably get those bugs fixed with the bow and a few other kind of relatively minor things. Other relatively minor things. The bow is not that minor.
How's that?
How stoked am I for Feywild? I am very stoked. I think it's going to be great. We had an internal playdate yesterday where we really did sort of a, could this be our final? Ended up being no. But that's how you approach it, essentially. On the Feywild, like all the pre-purchase stuff. So I got to see the thing and that other thing. Actually, we've said the unicorn mount. So I got to see the unicorn mount. I got to ride around on it some. Got to see a whole bunch of cool things.
Air flows up from the caverns deep below.
So, yeah. I am very stoked for it. I think it's going to be really nice. I think people are going to dig it. I haven't seen a whole lot of, say, quests yet, just because they're still in development, you know. They're not ready for Lamania yet. Will be fairly soon, though. I was looking at the shifter, which you've seen on Lamania. Fey Dark Illusionist. Reading through some feedback, getting the... I actually had a shifter up while I was going through some kind of recent shifter feedback, so I could look at some of the numbers and what have you while I was reading. That was pretty cool. Yeah, my DPS is really low on these constructs. It's just not what it needs to be, but that's fine. Whatever. I'm not dying, I'm just moving a little slow. Probably Robert. Will there be a teaser trailer? I don't believe so. I don't believe we have a teaser trailer set for Feywild that I've seen yet. So, I'm not quite sure what the plan is for that. Hopefully we'll have more info soon. Oops. There we go. Alright. Garrett didn't rest. Yeah, I know. I'm ignoring Garrett. I don't need him.
On stone coming from the area ahead. Sparks fly from the eyes of the mechanical goggles as it focuses in on them.
Kick on that. That'll help while I'm looking at chat. Since mounts have been introduced alongside the cosmetic pets, I do not group because the lag is awful with all the extra junk that does nothing. Okay. So most of that stuff does not have an impact on other people's game experience. I know some people are going to disagree with that and feel otherwise, but they were programmed to not have any real impact on other people's game experience. And for the most part, they really don't, because they're all client-side in terms of any interactions that there are, and they don't really exist in the game world in terms of any sort of lighting effects or object placement or what have you. That's why the creature companions kind of move how they do around near you and what have you. So, hopefully that'll help kind of make you feel a little bit better about that. But, sure, that's fine. Now, that's not to say that you aren't experiencing lag problems. Clearly you are. Just that I don't think that the creature companions are the cause of it. Oh my god, this is like the slowest combat ever. Maybe I need to drop the difficulty. Just so I can like sort through my gear. Alright. We had a trailer for Sharn. It was like 6 seconds long. That's right, I remember that. We had the coming... we had a countdown, actually, for Sharn, if I recall correctly. We had a countdown for the pre-purchase. We did like 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. But yeah, we're not doing something like that this time. We do have plenty of assets, you know, in the pipeline of production, whether that be, you know, in approvals as they were or in production. But we have a lot of that sort of stuff coming. I have not seen a lot of it yet. And the things I did see I can't talk about. Sorry. Because, yeah, that one thing's really cool. Yeah. Wailing away with my sword on this construct here. Turn off power attack, yo. Okay. Yeah, I actually have a bunch of gear. I don't think I ever really equipped this person too far away from the artificer gear that they had been wearing. Other than to put on... God, do I have heavy plates? Please say I have heavy plate. Yes, at least I have heavy armor and a shield, so I have that. But it's all pretty basic stuff at this point. So, I will just drop the difficulty for the next couple of quests so that I'm not sitting there on bags head. So much.
The Guardian collapses into a heap, and sparks of electricity jump into the nearby rune-carved stones.
Yeah, my DPS is kind of pathetic right now. I think after this dungeon, maybe I'll see about doing something about that. But it's so rare that I get a chance to pull out this level 30 character, and since I wanted to just sort of hang out on the live stream a little more casually today, I thought it might be the thing to do. Apparently I need to get some potions. Maybe I shouldn't have let Garrett sit there dead. I'll be fine. Alright, there we go. Will we get cool new artwork, like the one done for Sharn? You have it as your wallpaper. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some key art and things like that for Feywild that we'll make sure you get as a wallpaper. Alright. You could spend the whole hour fighter. I know, right? That was pretty bad. It's okay though. It's okay. I haven't died yet, so at least there's that. Can you explain me what to do in D&D? So does it matter the character you create at the beginning? So Pietro, I would say at the very beginning, it doesn't really matter what you create, although you have a lot of choice in front of you. So whether you want to play more of a wizard type or a fighter type or whatever kind of thing you might be into, you would want to look into that. But in terms of what you play for your first class, if you're not that familiar with Dungeons and Dragons nor DDO, so you're trying to learn a little bit of both, right? Then it may be best to start off with a relatively straightforward character like, I don't know, a fighter, something like that, maybe a cleric. And there's a lot of advice you'll see on the forums about that, but especially if you aren't at all familiar with, say, Dungeons and Dragons terminology, it may not be a bad deal for you to.
A single massive apple rests on the ground beside you. It seems to glow with a faint inner
Start
light.
simple would be my
You
suggestion.
found the sacred bounty Foxpaw was looking for. Now to return to the gatekeepers and tell them what happened.
Facebook is having issues displaying the stream. Oh no. Alright. What is my take on multi-classing? What is my take on multi-classing? Oh my gosh, you could write books, right? My take on multi-classing, I guess, is that I am a simple person. So I tend not to do a whole lot of splash multi-classing. Although I've certainly been known to splash a couple of levels of, rogue or what have you, for various reasons into my builds. I tend to be pretty simple when it comes to classes. But there's a lot of really amazing kind of opportunity there if you want to be a little more advanced with it. But even like back when I was doing a lot of 3.5 D&D, I didn't do a lot of multi-classing. I tended to, like I say, keep it fairly simple. I play clerics, I play rogues, I play fighters, I play paladins. Personally, that's usually, that's the type I tend to go for. And I don't really stress too much on multi-classing, but I think most people probably do. And it certainly doesn't hurt to learn what you can get from, say, splashing a couple levels of rogue or something like that. And if you want to go into advanced builds, then I think DDO, frankly, does a pretty good job of supporting that. Within the triple class, rules requirements we have, I think you can do just an incredible amount of stuff with multi-classing in DDO. And frankly, I think it's one of the game's coolest things. So that's cool. But still, when I level up, I tend to play a lot of pure characters. Or characters with just maybe a couple levels of something.
You find a dull and rusted scythe among the other garden tools in this workshop. You take it with you. Perhaps you'll need it outside.
Perhaps I shall. Yeah, let me get to the weekend bonus here real quick. That is a Reaper XP boost of 5%. So we're going to have a 5% Reaper XP boost that will kick off on tomorrow and run through Sunday. tomorrow late morning Eastern time is usually when our bonuses activate. Otherwise, so we're getting close to October, which means, you know, Night Revels is coming up fairly soon. I don't have a lot to talk about Night Revels at the moment in terms of what we're gonna do for it. I think it's going to be a pretty simple year this year for Night Revels. Frankly, we're in the middle of Feywild, so I don't think we have a lot of opportunity to necessarily do a lot of work on it this year. Oh yeah, I've got a Shard of Zoriat on this character. Sweet. Yeah, I don't need that XP trinket. I need a Ferned. Hi, Ferned. Alright. Yeah, so we'll have more info on that. Actually, you know what? So I don't have dates for you, but here's one thing I can mention. We are strongly considering that we are not going to deprecate the Night Revels ingredients from last time around. Reason for that being, we haven't done it yet. And so there's a consideration that if we're not able to... We're not doing a new dungeon this year, because we just don't have one made. At least that's my understanding, as of today. That we might just keep the ingredients from last event over. But not add a new dungeon this year. I heard us say that last week.
You attempt to pry open the door, but it refuses to budge. You reason that unlocking the mechanism...
Like I say, we'll see. We'll see. Also, yeah, congratulations, by the way. I can talk a little bit about the end of Hardcore Season 3. So that happened this morning. We took the worlds down for our weekly restart, and when we brought them back up, it was minus the Hardcore League. So the Hardcore Season 3 has come to an end, and all indications are, I think it was another successful Hardcore League. We had a lot of talk early on about the extra lives, but we haven't seen an exceptional amount of feedback that would tell us not to consider it again. Although we did see that feedback fairly early on, but I think when it actually got into it, though, some people kind of ended up appreciating one of the drivers for it, which is that it allows you to maybe not have to spend quite so much time running through, like, Corvus and stuff over and over again, right? So it's a little bit of an opportunity there. And so we'll see what we end up doing for the next season of Hardcore. We've always kind of said that Hardcore is intended to be somewhat experimental in nature. So, you know, give us an opportunity to do some kind of one-off ideas in some cases. I think it's likely we'll keep premiums having access to the Hardcore seasons. That seemed to be pretty popular. And that seemed to work fairly well. You know, I saw chatter about people talking about how running normal hard elite, if you didn't have an unlocker, could be a little bit of a pain, right? But Find something bright and loud. What am I supposed to do? Is there anything bright and loud in here? No. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. So, if I recall... I mean, there's that one secret door. I don't need the secret door, right? Or do I need the secret door? I don't have the spider crest. Where's the spider crest? Okay. Spider crest would probably be where the spiders were. Where were the spiders? Yeah, I only did one puzzle because I've only got one, I only got one crest here, right? So I gotta unlock this puzzle with the spider socket. So I was assuming that it would be kind of over on the other side here. No, I'm not so sure, because I'm not seeing it. I would have thought it would be... Okay, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Not seeing anything that looks crust-like. Check up, just make sure. Nope, not seeing anything. Alright. And this is where I would have maybe expected it, but I'm not seeing anything here either, right? Up ladder. Up ladder? Yes. Yes, right, right. There is a ladder here. Okay. Where is that ladder? It must be over, if I recall. That's... here? No. No, no. Back! Here. Room with the boxes. Okay. So a ladder. Oh, there is a ladder. Oh my god. Thank you. Yeah. I said on multiple streams, the answer is no. Oh, I don't know what I said no to, but if I said it on multiple streams, it probably, hopefully it was, still holds true. Yay. There we are. Thank you, chat. Oops. At least the hireling is doing some work. Is it? Is it really? Slow clap. Nice. Nice. All right.
You hear one last somber note play.
Jeepers. Sorry about that,
open.
people. There we go.
You emerge. You see
Focus
signs
on
that
fixing
some
the
monsters
plus
should be
zero
less
loots.
than
Yes.
food.
Generally anytime you see a plus zero loot, you're not missing out on it. The item should just have whatever it has minus the thing that's displaying as plus zero. All the plus zero really is an indicator that there's a minor bug, and it could get. So the plus zero stuff doesn't actually kind of statistically impact the weapon at all in terms of bugs. It's just a display issue. But it is something that can be annoying if you have a hard time ignoring it. Hey, there's my secret passage. Nice. Alright. Oh, I just did that. Okay. Is it working as intended that weapons are holding full armor suffix and prefixes? I think it depends on what the suffix and prefix you're talking about is. If you're talking about, say, for example, like parrying, that would indeed be sort of a defensive thing. There are defensive style properties that belong on weapons. And, of course, in DDO's rando gen system, you tend to get things that are deliberately a little odd. And that's fine. That's just meant to be sold for play. But there shouldn't be consistent that I'm aware of. Things that are on weapons that should only be on armor. You've seen weapons with armor bonus. Sent in a bug on that one. I don't think I've seen that. I will have to start keeping an eye out, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that. Armor clubs. Club with vitality. Armor bonus +4 and armor suffix. So that sounds like a club issue. Club shouldn't have armor, yeah. Vitality, I don't know that. Yeah. Yeah. Usually it's only clubs? Okay, well that sounds like a club issue then. And I wouldn't know it because I don't spend a lot of time using clubs.
Lily, is that you? Get out! Sage Hargrove roars.
Never choose YO. I have to admit, I'm a bit of a Garrett fan myself. I will tend to focus on Garrett myself. Anything that can go offhand can have armor bonuses. Okay.
With a last gruesome wail, the undead farmer sinks into the dirt.
If I had the perm hires out, yeah, I could. I could. Show you a unicorn and snow person? No, I can't do that. Sorry. Interesting on the clubs thing, though. I'll have to kind of see what's up with that. I basically am a strong believer in Garrett as my epic level Uber hireling for basically everything.
Hear the ghostly voice again.
Almost there, Lily. I'm waiting under our favorite tree.
I'm trying to find... Oops. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can go this way. And eventually you're going to make your way back to the kind of main section, but... Yeah, I don't really use Larafay. I will have to edit my release notes from September 4th as the wrong release date on it. Okay. Do I have a bell? Let me see. If I might have a bell on this character. Why, yes, I do. I have quite a few, as a matter of fact. All right. Mork. Okay. All right, so now we are heading back, which I believe is this way. Go. There we are. Okay. Drink those potions of wonder immediately? Sure, I could do that. Any news on augments? We were promised some news. You were promised news. Who promised you news on augments on today's live stream? Now, we did, make a fairly significant announcement that Linabelle and team have done a significant amount of work on augments, and that'll be coming in Feywild.
The maze of overgrown shrubbery leads you into a
and we showed off the UI. It's going to have sort of a consolidated UI system that'll,
Lily's family turns in surprise,
I think, make a lot more sense
daughter. They notice that
in general.
something about her seems wrong, unhinged even. Briar screams as the bird descends upon Rosemary and Sage.
Your songs are mine now, Rose!
Lily says.
You'll all see. My voice will shake the world!
Yes, Matthias. Would we do new seasons of the Hardcore League? It involves a server wipe. At least that's what we've done to this point, right? And so that means things like your first time favor benefits and your initial distribution of the Tome of Greater Learning from Menace of the Underdark, for example, does indeed come back with you every time there's a new season of the Hardcore League, which is, pretty exciting to some folks. So, maybe that's good news for you, huh? I will say this, though. I don't, we've done now our third season of the Hardcore League, and so far our pace has been particularly speedy, right? We've had about 30 days between seasons, and I think we're going to take a little break after this season 3 here before we head into season 4. we just have a busy calendar, really, for the remainder of the year here. And so I think we're probably going to end up looking at the next hardcore season, whenever. But it's not going to be like an immediate turnaround to Season 4 like we saw, say, from 1 to 2 and...
Phantom shrieks, her voice echoing through the clearing and sending a sharp pain to your skull. But soon she dissolves.
Oh, it's the ETA on the hardcore after party. The ETA could be within a couple of days. Kind of depends on where we end up. We have an engineer that needs to pull our server logs for various things. We want to make sure all that's properly backed up and notated and ready to get onto leaderboards, as it were. And once we've got the final list, there's really nothing stopping us from just reopening the game world and having the free transfers. So odds are pretty good it'll be in the real near future, as soon as a little bit of work gets done to sort of wrap up the data end of Season 3.
You realize that Rosemary's parrot has learned to repeat parts of her songs. With the bird in tow, you can finally return to the gatekeepers and leave this cursed place behind you.
It's not terrible. All right. And I think probably for next week here, I'm going to see if I can pick up the Morning Lord weapon. I don't think I've got a Morning Lord weapon on this character yet. And that should... Oh, no, I do. Okay. Well, maybe I just didn't have it equipped for some reason then. That'll make a difference. Okay. So we'll be on Argo next week, and then we'll go on to Caneth and that. And as far as I know, we're going to be just doing a rotation. We'll probably do some Feywild stuff on Lamania on Wednesdays. I'll try to keep it fairly spoiler light in terms of content, but I will show off a little bit of things in terms of stuff and a little bit of atmosphere, I think, perhaps. Seems likely. The cuckoo says 1 o'clock. It does indeed. And we must listen to the cuckoo. So that's going to wrap it up with the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We have got Samus Garovo up in just a couple of minutes. He's going to be streaming over on his channel and hosting it over on DDO Stream here, and that is Follow the Noob. So I don't know who that noob is. Oh, wait, it's me. Thanks for watching. So we're going to have a lot to talk about next week. I think we'll probably have update 47 next week, and maybe even a whole lot more too. So we'll see where we are, and stay tuned, and hope you enjoy the 5% Reaper XP bonus for this